Welcome to this yoga class. Today we will focus on our legs and our hips, bit on our glutes. So really stretching our hamstrings, the back of the legs, the quadriceps, front of the legs. So it's also ideal if you're a runner, because those are normally the areas we need to stretch a lot. And yeah, you can do this any time of the day. Very good also in the evening, maybe after you've had a long day. And if you have it, then it would be great to take your yoga strap. If you don't have a strap, you can take anything else, like even a towel or anything that you can use for stretching. Now I will also show you to do it without, but if you have it, let's make use of it. And then we're going to get started. And today we start lying on our back. So lie down. Just give yourself a nice full body stretch here. Stretch the arms overhead, really stretching both sides, and then taking a few deep breaths here. Very good. Then bend your knees, roll a bit on your back, waking up the back, massaging the back. And then from here, start stretching your left leg along the mat and press that right leg towards you. Really press it towards you as much as you can. Taking deep breaths. Always try to work with your breath. The more you focus on your breathing and relax into it, the more and deeper you can go into your stretches. And then start straightening the right leg up. Hold on to the back of that right leg. Now, here is an option, so you can stay here. An option, of course, is if you have something like a yoga strap, you can bring that strap on the sole of your foot and then hold on to the strap. So this way it's probably easier for you to stretch your leg. If not, just start holding first onto the upper leg, and then slowly maybe you can wander, your hands can wander down towards the lower leg, and maybe eventually you can even take your middle and ring finger and hold on to the big toe, and then try to straighten the leg as well here. See what works for you. If you just have one hand on your right leg or right foot, you can take the left hand and press that leg down. So that leg should be really firmly on the mat. Taking deep breaths. Enjoy the stretch on the back of the leg here. And as I said, try to relax with every breath. And then slowly start opening that right leg towards the right side, but keep the left leg, the left hip on the mat. So only open as far so that you can still keep the left leg, left hip on the mat. You can, if it feels good, look towards your left side. Feeling a good stretch on the inside of the legs. And then inhaling, bring that right leg back up. And now, take your left hand, hold on to the outside of the right leg, or if you can, to the outside of the right foot. Right arm to the right side, and now slowly start moving that right leg over to the left side. So, and then you look again over to your right hand. Ideally, if you can, you have both legs straight. Again, feeling a good stretch on the back of that right leg, also in your hips. Take a few more deep breaths. And then slowly bringing that right leg back up. Keep it straight up. Now hold on to the back of the leg and try to bring your forehead or your nose to the knees. Bring that, press that leg towards you. And then lie back down. Bend the right knee again, close towards your body. Press it into your body. And then slowly changing the leg. So straightening the right leg, bending the left leg. First press that leg towards you as much as you can. Focusing on the breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And then from here, stretching that leg up, holding on to the back of the leg, or again, if you have a strap or something like it, you can bring it onto the soles of your left foot now. And then everyone else, maybe your hands can wander towards the lower leg, or maybe even ring and middle finger hold on to the big toe. Right hand onto the right leg if you only have one hand on your left leg. Take deep breaths. Also check for yourself, do you feel any difference in your legs? Can very much be that they are not equal. One leg can be much more tight than the other one. And then slowly start opening up now. Left leg towards the left side, right leg stays on the mat, right hip stays on the mat. Look over to your right side and show a good stretch on the inside of that left leg now. And then very slowly head back to the center. Bring that left leg back up. Now take the right hand to the outside of the leg, lower leg or the foot. Left arm reaches towards the left side. And now turning that left leg over towards the right side. Try to keep it straight if you can. Looking over your left side. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe it feels good for you to close the eyes. Really going deep here. Few more deep breaths here. Then slowly head back to the center. Left leg up. Hold on to the back of the leg. Bring that leg towards your face. Stretching the back really strongly here. And then releasing your back down. Press that left knee towards your body. And then also bend your right knee. Also press the right knee towards your body. You can roll a bit again on your back. And then from here, we're going to come into our wide-legged child's pose. So you come over onto your knees. You have your knees mat width, your feet, your big toes are touching, and you try to sit back on your heels if you can. The arms stretch forward. And also here you should feel a nice stretch in the hips on the inside of the legs. If it feels good, you can roll your forehead from side to side. If this is not possible wide-legged, then you can keep your legs closed as well. And then slowly coming up, press into your hands, tuck your toes, and we're going to move back to a downward facing dog. So trying to stretch here, so walking the dog, stretching one leg at a time. Really feeling now into the back of the legs. Bending one knee and then straightening the other leg. One at a time. And then maybe you're ready to straighten both legs back. Then bend your knees again, slowly start walking forward towards your mat. And then we just hang here. We're going here into a nice forward fold. So it's always a good idea, if you're very tight in your hamstring and you feel pain, you can keep your knees slightly bent. Take your middle and ring finger, hold on to the big toes if possible. If not, then you hold on to your lower leg or any other part of your legs. Now inhaling, straightening your back, and exhaling, folding forward. So really try to bring your belly as close as possible towards your legs. You can, by the way, shake your head, yes. Shake your head now, relaxing your neck here. And maybe slowly you can pull yourself down a bit more. Taking deep breaths, relaxing into it. Alright, then releasing this one. And now, take your left leg and step it over the right. So your feet are still next to each other, but your legs are crossed. And now, inhaling, straightening your leg. Exhaling, folding forward. And you probably feel here that this stretch now is more towards the sides of the legs. Still in the back as well, of course, but also we're stretching the sides as well. Take deep breaths. Again, try to relax into it. And then changing the legs. Now the right foot steps next to the left. Inhaling, straightening, exhaling, folding forward. Also here you can check, do you feel a difference in the legs? Maybe you even want to bring your hands back, nose close to your knees, maybe belly close towards your thighs. Deep breaths. And then releasing, bring the legs, normal position. Inhaling, halfway lift, straighten the back, look the front. Exhaling, folding forward, plant your palms. And now we're stepping back with our left foot. We bring the left knee onto the mat. Now we're going to stay here a bit. So it's a good idea to bring something underneath the knee, maybe doubling up the mat. I already have double mat, but maybe you want to double up your mat here or put a blanket or bolster underneath. And then coming low, so this is low lunge, really coming forward, right knee is bent. Move forward, low in your hips, and then we start moving back. Straightening the right leg, maybe lifting up your right toes, and then coming far back with your hips. This is what's called a runner stretch. Inhaling, coming forward again into low lunge. Being really low in your hips, feeling it now on the front of the left leg in your hip flexor. And then moving back again. So on your right heel, feeling the stretch now on the back of your right leg. Hips move back. Inhaling, coming forward again. Taking deep breaths. And then moving back again. Move your hips back as much as you can, straightening the right leg. And then coming forward one more time, lowering your hips. Then tuck your left toes and then step your left foot forward. Inhaling, halfway lift, look to the front. Exhaling, planting the palms. Now the other side. Right foot steps back, right knee down. Again, maybe doubling up the mat for your knee. And try to stay really low, feeling it now on the front of the right hip flexor. And once we move back, we feel it in the left leg. Really try to move your hips back as much as you can. You're on your left heel now. Take a few deep breaths here. And then coming forward again, low in your hips. You can move your hands so they can support you a bit here. And then moving back. Left leg is straight. Feet look up. Moving forward, low in your hips, really stretch that hip flexor. Moving back one more time. Maybe you feel already that you can stretch a bit more by now. And then coming forward one more time, staying really low here in your hips, enjoying this stretch. And then from here, tucking the right toes, and then right foot steps next to the left foot. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, falling forward. Maybe you can bring your forehead, your nose to your knees. And now we're stepping back again with our left foot. Left knee onto the mat. And now we're going to move our hands, both hands on the inside of the right leg. And now from here, we're going to move again a bit here first. And then if you're okay here, you can come down on your elbows. You can try if that feels okay. If not, you can come back up. This is more now also a hip stretcher, but again you will feel it on the left front leg. Take deep breaths. And then come back onto your hands. Right foot turns out a bit, and now we bring the right hand on the inside of the right leg. We press that right leg away from us, and then we really try to hang here. And then we're twisting over to the right side. You can look back and up. Take a few deep breaths. And then you want to go the next level. You bend your left knee. Right hand finds that left foot. Now you have also really intensive stretch on the front left leg. Stay really low in your hips. Taking deep breaths. The more you can focus on your breathing, the more you can relax into the position. Then if you have your right knee bent, slowly release it carefully. Breath both hands into the mat. And now we're stepping back into a downward facing dog again. Just walking the dog a bit here. Maybe you can feel a difference in your legs. And now we're coming forward with our left foot. So step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Right knee comes down. First moving a bit here. Getting used to this stretch. And then if you're okay here, you want to move to the next level, you come onto your elbows. Then slowly come back up onto your hands. Turn the left foot out towards the left side, left hand on the inside of the left leg. Press that leg away, twisting yourself over to the left side. Really stay low in your hips. And then also on this side, if you want to go to the next level, bend your right knee. Left hand finds the right foot. And then slowly, carefully releasing the right foot, right leg, left hand onto the mat. Stepping back again into downward facing dog. Walk a bit your dog. And then from here, bring both knees down onto the mat. Come onto to sit on your heels. See if you can do that. Maybe you're very tight in your hamstrings and that's painful. Then maybe you can bring a bolster or a block between your legs and your feet. And then just see, can you lift up that right knee a bit and really stretching here your foot, your right foot, and lifting up the left knee, stretching the left foot here a bit. Just do this a couple of times, getting used to it. And then from here, we're trying to do something that's called the hero's position. So you try to bring your feet, so you open your knees about hip width and try to sit between your feet. If this is not possible, there's a good option that you bring something underneath your hip so you sit on something. Then you just bring your hands onto your feet. And you should feel a good stretch here on your upper thighs. And of course, the stretch is also in your feet. Now, if this is okay here, and you want to go the next step, you can move back onto your elbows. Stay here a bit, getting used to this stretch. Maybe this is enough. Or if you want to go to the full hero's pose, which is a really good stretch for the whole front body, you come down lying on your mat. But just, you need to find your personal edge that stretches your leg, but is still okay without any pain. Wherever you are, relax into the position. And then when you are all the way down on your back, press into your elbows, come back up, first into seated position, and then releasing the legs. Now we're going to release the right leg forward, and the left foot comes on the inside of that right leg. But you really want to sit on both sit bones here, tall. So that left knee doesn't need to be close or on the mat. Flex your right foot. We're going to go into a forward fold. So inhaling, stretch your arms up. And then exhaling with a straight back. Reach forward as far as you can. Forward, forward, forward. And only at the very end you're going to come down. Release your hands. Maybe onto your foot or your leg. Maybe you can relax your head onto your leg. Just take deep breaths here. Forward folds are very, very relaxing. And of course, this is a very good stretch for our legs and hips. And slowly coming back up, changing the legs. Left leg stretches, right foot on the inside of that left leg. Sit nice and tall. Your left foot is flexed. Inhaling, the arms reach up. And then exhaling, folding forward. But really reach forward as far as you can. And only at the very end you release your hands on your foot or leg. And right away you try to relax into the position. And then from here, slowly coming up. Now, we're going to straighten both legs and we're going to open up our legs. Try to, again, see that you sit firmly on your hip bones. Flex your toes. Sit up tall. Inhaling, reach the arms up. And now we try to reach on the exhale forward as far as we can. Forward, forward, forward. At the end, you bring your hands down. Maybe your fingers pull you a bit further into this wide-legged forward fold. Now you should feel this stretch more on the inside of the legs. Take deep breaths. Maybe your fingers can walk forward even a bit more. And then slowly, carefully coming out of this position. Now, take your hands to the outside of your legs, bend your knees, and now we bring our feet together. We try to bring the hands onto our feet. Thumb is on the soles of the feet, and we open our feet like a book. Now, press your shoulders down, straighten your back. This is butterfly. Just move your knees carefully, not too much. Again, stretching the inside of the legs here. And then exhaling, bring the arms on the inside of the legs, folding forward. Only as far as feels good for you. Do not overstretch your adductors. So that could be quite painful. And then slowly coming up, hands again to the outside of the legs. Bring your knees together. Just give yourself a little hug here, forehead onto the knees. Take a quick rest. Inhaling and exhaling. Very good. And now we're going to come into a cow-faced pose. So you cross over your legs and then you bend your knees. So ideally your knees are on top of each other. You can also try to come up, wiggle your knees close together and then sitting back. If this is not possible, you have a few options. You can sit on a polster or a block, or you can also just straighten the lower leg. Then it's probably easier. And wherever you are, inhaling, straightening your back, and then exhaling, folding forward a bit, really feeling now. Good stretch. This is more, goes on to the outside of the legs and into the hips. Fold forward. Maybe even walking with your hands forward. Take your time. Relax into the position. It's quite a deep stretch. And then, if you have your hands forward, walk back. And now we're changing the legs. So make sure you have the other leg now on top. And again, see either wiggling yourself into the position so your legs are your knees on top of each other, or just straightening the lower leg, or also sitting on something. And then try to sit nice and tall, and exhaling with a straight back, folding forward, maybe walking with the hands forward. Slowly walk back with your hands, coming up, releasing your legs. Now we're gonna do one more forward fold, but now let's keep the knees bent. So, knees together, feet together. What we try now first, we try to bring our belly onto our upper thighs. Then we hold on to our legs, inhaling, straightening the back, and then slowly you can wander your feet and further forward straightening the legs a bit, but only straighten so much so you can keep this connection between legs and belly. If you can relax your forehead down. So this is a much gentler forward fold onto your hamstring. So this is, keeping your knees bent is always a good option. And try to relax into the position. Maybe see after a while you can straighten your legs a bit more. And then maybe straightening the legs all the way. Find your personal edge. And then slowly coming back up. And then we're rolling back onto the mat. Lie on your back. And from here we're going into a nice stretch called the figure 4. So you have your right knee bent, right foot on the mat. Lift up your left leg and then your left foot comes on top of your right leg. And you're opening up your left leg. So you press the knee away from you. Then you hold on to the back of your right leg. Either the upper thigh or maybe you can even lift up and hold on to the lower leg. So you try to press your right leg towards you and your left knee away from you. Take deep breaths. Maybe by now you can feel that actually you can go a bit deeper today in a stretch that you normally cannot go so deep. Because we have done quite some stretches already. What's good, if you would like to do a little stretch for your neck, you can move your head from side to side here. See again that you press that left knee away from you and the right leg towards you. And then slowly release your hands. Right foot onto the mat, but leave your left leg as it is. And now just bring both knees over to the left side. Now you should be lying down on the mat with your back, left foot on top of the right knee. And you should now feel a really good stretch on the front of the right hip flexor. You can look over to your right side. Taking deep breaths. slowly release your legs from this side. Make sure you have the knees bent, you're firmly lying on your back, and now we're going to bring the right foot on top of the left leg. Right knee presses away from you, and then you hold on to again to the back of the upper leg or the lower leg. The left leg presses towards you, right leg away from you. Again, you can roll your head from side to side. And then slowly letting go, bring your left foot onto the mat, and then bring both knees over to the right side. Right foot is on top of your left leg. Your head can look over towards the left side. Now you should feel a strong stretch on the front left hip, into your leg and up into your belly. And then slowly releasing your legs, bend your knees, bring your arms on the inside of your legs and see if you can hold on to the outside of your legs or even to the outside of your feet. It's happy baby pose. So your feet look up to the ceiling and your hands press your legs down towards you. Your lower back should be firmly on your mat. And then you can come here a bit, roll a bit on the back from side to side. Or you just stay in stillness here, really pressing your legs towards you. And then see, from here, come back to the center. Can you stretch your right leg up to the side? Bend it. Now stretching the left leg up to the side. Bend it again. And now see, can you stretch both legs? Keep holding on to your feet or your legs. Stretch them wide. And then rolling over your back. And then slowly roll back onto the mat. Bend your knees, press your knees to your body, forehead to your knees. Make yourself small, like a little ball. And then on the exhale, release into Shavasana. Relaxing here. The legs are mat width, feet are flopping out, your arms stretched to the side. And one more time, you can roll your head from side to side. And then let's take together 3 deep inhales through the nose and exhales through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose and let it all out. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, let it all out. One more time. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling. And now close your mouth. And just let your breath flow freely through your nose. And showing here relaxation. And stay here as long as you would like. In the meantime, I will switch off this video. Thank you very much for joining me on the mat. Keep coming back for more of many other videos that you can do. Not just stretching the legs, but all other parts of the body as well. Thank you guys for joining. Namaste.